Hello everybody, today I'm going to read some more of our ebook, The Man Who Bought a Mountain. So we remember we met our main character last time, Yash, and he was telling us about where he lived and taking a group of people up the mountain. I have googled that mountain is made up, but maybe we could think of where it could be when we look at mountain ranges in the world. You could have a look now, couldn't you? All right, let's carry on. He's about to meet the sage, which is an old wise man. Yash found Guru Oloku sitting silently in his rickety home, well hidden from the tourist trekking route. His wrinkly eyes were closed. Yash studied him silently for a moment. A few wisps of grey hair on his head fluttered slightly in the breeze that billowed through the tiny cabin. Yash had no idea how old the sage was, and had never been brave enough to ask him. "Hello, Yashowin," the voice startled Yash. "Hey, gee, how did you know it was me?" "No one else tiptoes in at this time, and nobody else calls me G." The sage opened one eye at a time, following this with a cheeky smile which spread slowly from cheek to cheek. His face glowed with kindness. Oh wow, isn't that such a nice description? Imagine if somebody had that compliment for you. Amazing. Then, suddenly, his smile became a wicked grin. "Now, what have you brought me?" he asked, scouring Yash with searching eyes. Yash sighed and turned out his pockets. "Not much," he admitted. "A couple of boiled sweets and something called mint cake." He pulled out a handful of sweet treats donated to him by the past week's tourists. Mint cake is mint with chocolate over it. It's got loads of sugar. It's a great thing to eat if you're on an adventure. Unblinking, the sage reached out hungrily and took the meagre offerings. Turning each sweet over in his hands, he investigated them all with the innocent bliss of a child inspecting his marble collection. As Guru Aloku began to unwrap a mint humbug, Yash cleared his throat. "So, what's new, G?" As usual, there wasn't anything new, but Yash was sure that there'd be some story to hear. He helped himself to a steaming mug of tea as a few lively flames licked the bottom of the well-worn saucepan precariously balanced over the fire near the entrance of the hut. The sound of the trickling stream nearby reminded Yash that almost everything the stage had, including this tea, came from the mountain. It was no wonder, thought Yash, that he was so fascinated by the sugary delicacies brought up by the mountain by travellers. His was an uncomplicated lifestyle that many in the huge cities dreamed of, away from the noise and the confusion of modern life. He tucked his legs underneath him on a rough blanket as he sipped the warm drink. The wise sage spoke softly, sucking all the while on a boiled sweet, and they talked for some time. "Can you remember how old the mountain is?" Guru Aluku asked. "Millions of years. You've told me that before, you know." "Yes, it's true, Yashaswin. Millions of years of history lie beneath your feet." "But how did the mountain get here, G? Does anyone really know that?" "It is a good question to ask, Yashawin. Ask a man of science, and he will tell you about the plates in the earth's crust colliding fiercely together, causing the land to buckle and rise." Yash complimented the sage's description by motioning with outstretched hands, bringing his fingertips together, pushing them upwards and adding sound effects. Boosh! "But ask a man of spirituality, and he'll tell you that of the gods fashioning a higher sacred place for ancient people to become closer to their creator, a pathway to the heavens." "So, which one is true?" "Many people believe different things, Yashaswin, but some things are different. The mountain has both beauty and power. It is greater and older than us all. It has an aura of majesty. It will take from you, but also give great rewards. Do not concern yourself with moving mountains, for the mountains will move you." Silently, Yash thought a moment on the sage's words. "Do not concern yourself with moving mountains, for the mountains will move you." It didn't seem to make any sense, and Yash gazed out across the drifting cloud shapes as his mind wandered, distracted by the views. In the distance, snowy peaks were attempting to edge higher than each other into the sky. The overlapping mountainsides sloped away, and, even further below, the tops of trees looked tiny. "Oh, look how low the sun is!" he blurted out, jumping to his feet. "I have to go, otherwise I'll have a miserable herd of chowries wondering where their evening feed is." Ooh. It's time to Google what that could be. Now they said feed, so I'm thinking it's a type of animal. It's coming up as, again, like the yaks, and I didn't manage to explain it to you last time. A yak is a large domesticated wild ox. It's got shaggy hair, humped shoulders, large horns. It's used in Tibet, in the Himalayan region of India, for its meat, milk, hide, for pulling things along, for transport. Well, lots of uses really. Definitely get Googling a picture of that. So Yash needs to get back to feed the yaks. Smiling, the guru reached out one bony hand as he always did. He deposited a small parcel wrapped in leaves and tied with string into Yash's palm. "Take this to our friend on your way home, if you would, Yashaswin." Yash waved as he skipped along down the rocky path. Now, we just learned that the guru takes everything from the mountain, so he probably doesn't have plastic bags from going to his local supermarket, so he's used leaves. And yeah, he hasn't got wrapping paper either. And this is actually true. When I was in Asia, when I was in Thailand, we had our lunch, our packed lunch one day, instead of wrapped in cling film or in a lunchbox, it was wrapped in leaves, big green leaves, and we unravelled it, and there was our rice, there was our lunch, and it was delicious. And it could be cleaned and reused. So actually it's quite eco-friendly, isn't it? Right, that is chapter 1. Yash has gone off, we've met Yash, we've met the guru, we've got some more detail, and the guru is starting to tell us a few more things about the mountain.